Hello, it's Fletch. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I'm going to actually start over new on this channel, starting with this video. What's been going on is I feel that in a personal way I need to focus more on the things that affect me personally and that really need to be put out there. What I mean is the issue of circumcision. There needs to be more voices out there calling for it to end. At least for infants. If a grown man wants to do it, that's fine. But should parents push their children into doing it? Into having it done? No. Should parents make a decision to have it done to an infant? No. And I'll explain these reasons in a little while. The reason I'm doing this is because it's come to light that apparently I haven't been too open about why I'm so against this problem. I've had my best friend tell me that he didn't know that I was hurting this bad because of the problem. And it does. I mean, it takes up a lot of my time that I'm awake. I have fears about it. If I see that somebody just had a brand new baby boy, all I can hope is that he wasn't subjected to what I was subjected to. And it affects me in a really bad way because it depresses me every time I see a boy or an infant boy, because I do know that more likely than not they have undergone the unnecessary surgery. And I keep hearing people saying, well, they've never heard anybody complain about being circumcised. They've never heard anybody say that it's affected them badly. And the problem is, this is usually right after I tell them how it's affected me. It's like I'm one of the allowed few to be damaged by it. I'm one of the allotted number of defects, as long as the majority is okay. If that makes any sense to you. Recently on Facebook, I made a post that said I am one of the acceptably damaged. I am one of the ones that, okay, I'm botched, but at least this person wasn't. At least this other person isn't. But what most people don't realize is that there's a lot of men out there like me, or even worse than what's happened to me, who have to live with that decision that their parents made because of lies told to them by the medical society. There are people out there who are talking to parents on how to commit insurance fraud so that the insurance will pay for the surgery that their child doesn't need, that the insurance companies know is a cosmetic surgery. But these doctors aren't getting thrown into jail yet. It really bothers me the way that people seem to think that it's okay for a few people to have the issues that they have as long as the majority do not. My issue may actually stop me from being able to have a second child with my wife. Right now, it's actually stopping me from being able to have sex with my wife. What happens is I get skin rips because there's no mobile skin that I need to have. I don't have the correct amount because too much was taken from me. And when we have sex, I'll get a sharp pain, like it feels like somebody just sliced me with a knife. And when I look down, sure enough, some of my skin looks like it's mangled because it's ripped in different areas. And this isn't the first time. I mean, it's been happening ever since puberty. I didn't have the skin that I needed in order to grow the correct way. The skin I have is nothing but scrotal skin, really. A lot of parents are being lied to by these doctors. And the American culture sees the mutilated penis as normal. And yes, I will call it mutilated because that is what it is. You are taking away functions. You are taking away the natural order of the body to clean itself down there when you circumcise a child, when you circumcise a boy. So, I mean, there's a lot of issues that arise from circumcision. There's a lot of negative issues that impact people that doctors play off as that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. It happens often. It's normal. When it's not normal. If the child had been left intact, it wouldn't have happened. So this is the first video in the new format, because what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start having pictures and all to show what I'm talking about. I'm not going to post up real pictures of myself or what I'm going to do is I'm going to show drawings of what normal versus mutilated is. I'm going to put up intactivism art. I'm going to put up information from other websites and all about how men are looked over and how this is something that affects not just men, but it also affects the women that they love or their partners. If people are interested, I do have a blog that I do I do actually have pictures of what I'm talking about when I say that I rip. I've got pictures of how dried out I become every now and then because I don't have the normal mucosa that I'm supposed to have. And the scars that I have from the circumcision and the abnormal scar and the way my whole area looked because of the lack of skin that I have, how it looks abnormal because of the botched circumcision. I'm hoping that with my story getting out there, that others are willing to speak up about their issues, about their problems that they've had because of circumcision, and go on from there. I mean, one of the first things that we as men are taught in life is that we need to respect the bodies of others. We need to respect everyone else. We need to know what consent is. We need to know that consent is needed in order to basically do anything. And yet consent isn't asked of us to alter our bodies around the time of birth for non-medical issues. I mean, there's so many jokes out there about how a uncircumcised, which is not a word, we'll just say intact, how an intact penis looks and how disgusting it looks when it's the natural penis. I'm sorry, but vaginas aren't the most beautiful thing in the world either. But you don't see us saying, well, we don't want our daughter growing up having long labia, so let's go ahead and get those cut just just in case. It's just not right. You don't do cosmetic surgery to a child unless it is absolutely necessary. I mean, I understand if it's a cleft lip, yeah, you're going to want the child to look a little bit normal there. But the problem is, with circumcision, you're cutting and making them abnormal. You're making the penis not as healthy as it would have been, because you're taking away the protective covering, you're taking away the ability of it to self-clean, you're taking away multiple nerves that add to the pleasure. We are always taught that when it comes to women, we have to respect and understand the ideas of consent. But that is something that seems to be alien when it comes to men. The first thing we're taught when we're born is pain. We're all told here in America that we are defective as soon as we are born. But the good thing is, there's a lot of parents who have come around and have learned. Around, I think it was 1980, the rate was around 90% circumcise their children. whereas now it's down to 56%. It's because people are learning and understanding that it's the wrong thing to do. And yes, I will even go over in this religion. One quick thing on that. Christianity, it's a no-no. It actually says in the New Testament that you are not to circumcise your child. Sorry. If you want to look it up, it's Galatians 5, verse 2 through, I think, 12. It says that if you do end up circumcising, then they have to pay attention to all the laws of the Old Covenant. And I don't think I know any Christians who would be willing to do that. Sorry. I will go over the difference between a Brit Milah and Pariah. I will be going over where and how it originated. But for now, I just want to let this be a brand new beginning. Every now and then I may add some information about what's going on in the political world if I feel it's absolutely necessary. But for the most part, this is going to be about the awareness of the harms and the damages that circumcision causes. I hope to educate people out there on why it's important to wait and allow the man that the boy becomes to make the decision for himself. It's really that important. It's not just a joke. It's serious. This hurts more men than people know, and the fact that there's many men right now looking online for ways of restoring shows that they're not happy with, the way they are. They're not happy with the way that their parents decided to make this decision for them. They've researched what they've lost, and they want as much back as they can get. It should really make people think, when this is the only preventative surgery that is allowed to happen when there is no sign of any problems, when there is no absolute guarantees that anybody is going to suffer from any of the problems that they have been told is a possibility, but yet this is the only legal one that they say, go ahead, do it. So let me know about what it is that you're interested in finding out about circumcision, what it is that you believe is good or bad about it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely gonna be always feeling that it's bad because of how it's damaged me, and it has. So I hope to hear from you all soon.